It's not just a tool, it's a whole end-to-end methodology on how to engage and approach executives, how to do discovery, how to calculate the ROI, and how to present the ROI back in the exact terms and process that an executive needs to see. And everything about it has been built in and customized around the Cisco resellers selling environment.
Certainly the value of ERS is one is usability. So it's very well laid out. It's very easy to use, and it's Excel based at its core, but it's framed and packaged very well. So if I can go find the data, I can plug it in, and then it leads to its back end value, which is the reporting. And the reporting is it's graphical, it's relevant, and it's put in a framework that a financial executive frankly expects and wants to see.
ERS is definitely a differentiator for INX. While a lot of our competitors are still selling at the speeds and feeds level, or maybe some of the more enlightened ones are selling at the solution sales level, you know, we're going in and talking the business value story using ERS.
The training, number one, was great, pulling together sales and pre-sales and having them think about, again, the positioning to an executive level conversation, as well as how to talk to them about how it's going to affect their bottom line within the business. I think has been very important, but the successes that we've already seen, it's opened some doors in some big accounts. And what's ended up happening with some of the approach that we've had now, we're changing the dynamics of the conversation. The executives are opening more doors and allowing us then to talk across platforms and across solution sets. We like to pride ourselves on being able to talk across the product continuum, if you will, of all the different offerings that we have. And I think that the ERS approach allows us to have those types of conversations.
I think historically, our organizations, like many, view distribution as a vehicle to move products from point A to point B. And I think Comstor's done a really good job at trying to find ways to bring value to organizations like Accudata so that we can benefit our customer base. And I think ERS is a great example of a program that has been extremely valuable.
It's helped us broaden our perspective on everything that we do, not just UCS and really not just data center. I mean, it's gotten the sales reps thinking about, in executive terms, how do the things that we do on a daily basis for our clients, how does it affect their bottom line?
I think the ERS training was delivered in a very positive, but also a very easy to comprehend way, which is very important when you're dealing with so many complex technologies. And so for us, it was a great fit because our sales staff and our solution architects and practice managers really were able to engage with David, but also they felt like they really understood. They walked out of there feeling very confident about what they had just learned, and that's important.
When we did the ERS training, I really wasn't sure what it was going to be going into it, and as we started the training, I realized that nothing really had to do with IT through this training process, and so it started getting me into a different, I guess, style of thinking and how I would present this to people who I usually talk with and present to, but in a completely different method. And then through the training, I also just learned how to basically sell to a customer without talking about a specific project or a specific widget.
The training for me, I think the biggest impact to me as a salesperson is that I'm always thinking about how does this financially impact their business. It takes me as a salesperson out of the technology and really wanting to further understand how does this financially impact them? Does it improve their efficiency? Does it improve their productivity? How much are they spending today? What's their cost of money on their dollar? How do they make their dollars today? And I think if I have an understanding of that, then I really create a value into the customer's business.
What the ERS does is it very effectively translates clearly and crisply all the technological solutions into defendable, validated cash flows so that the executive can clearly understand here are the cash flows that it'll generate. On top of that, ERS will measure the cash flows against the investment very clearly so that an executive knows, will this investment cover my cost of capital? What's the internal rate of return and what's the payback period? The whole purpose of the ERS system is to put the emphasis and spotlight on the partner and to really highlight and bring forth that the value is their expertise and analytical discipline in aligning the solution that they're bringing to bear with the executive agenda.
We've got the rest of the sales organization at NEXUS clamoring to me about, we need to have this approach. I want to know how those guys are opening doors in these large enterprise accounts and having this type of conversation at this level about these types of products within that entire continuum. That's going to change the way we do business.
I would highly recommend for organizations to engage in the ERS program. I think it's a worthwhile investment. I think for us, we were able to see some fairly quick return. And not only that, it allowed us to get much deeper in our customer organizations, but also at a much higher level, which is where you want to be.
Comstor has been extremely accessible, helpful, allowed us to take the ERS templates and frameworks and modify them to fit our customer base, to fit the way we go to market, and has been extremely helpful in working with us to accomplish that. So, overall, Comstor has just been a great partner.